Call this meeting back to order. Item K, Global Science Contract Approval.
Okay, I have those here, and you had a question if anything would change from last year with the extra building that we have. I talked to the gentleman himself, Canon, I can't remember. Canon Wadsworth. He was down at the meeting in Charleston, and David said he was the one I needed to talk to. And I told him, of course, he knew about the sheriff's annex, he was aware of that. And I said we had purchased the building below, and there would be computers, there would be 3 computers in there. And he said that was no problem. He said, I can tell you right now that it will not raise anything, that nothing was changed from last year. He said, now, I'm not saying in the future. He said every couple of years or so, they usually raise it a little bit. But he said that would not change the fees.
Okay.
So we can go ahead and approve that if you want.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the global science contract.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Global Science Contract at the same rate as last year. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, there's 2 different ones that you need to sign.
Okay.
Precedent. I can type the other stuff in if you just sign.
Can we wait on that? We
Um,
can wait on this till
Yeah,
later.
when we're
Okay.
finished, yeah.
Okay. All right. DC Historical Society, letter of support, bundle apartments. You're front and center.
Well, I will be quick. I just wanted to, and I brought paperwork for you guys to look at so you're aware of what we're doing. But for the rest of you, we're trying to obtain possession of the old bundle apartment, which was originally the Columbian Hotel, and have that as one of our assets for the, we are calling it the Heritage 4, but it's a 4-county-wide initiative to bring tourist dollars to Doddridge County. And the biggest failing that we have actually is, this doesn't seem, can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. We don't have overnight accommodations, and we have done much research and searched out guidance from preservation professionals, both in Charleston and in Washington, D.C. We have a lot of individuals who are on board with AmeriCorps. We also have the West Virginia State Preservation Alliance that is on board. They've offered to write us a letter saying that it is a perfect candidate for restoration. And with the proper backing, and by that I don't mean dollars, but just to let them know that the county as a whole supports, I guess you would say, repatriating the hotel back to its original use, because in 1883 it was actually built as a hotel, and we have such a historic town that our tourism, one of the greatest draws we'll have is that they could spend the night in that 1883 hotel. And in doing that, we would work close with the Preservation Alliance in Charleston and a lot of the other professionals to acquire the necessary material, I guess, to bring it back to what it needs to be. So it indeed would be, although it's modern, it will be a replica with the gingerbread trim, and everything that would restore it back to what it was the day that it opened. So that is our goal, and all we're asking of the commission is, we already have, the EDA has written us a letter of support. The mayor said that they would write us a letter of support, and we would just ask that the county commission would write a letter of support stating that they think it would be a good idea and a good project that the county would benefit from. And that's basically what I'm asking.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beck.
Who's going to pay for the restoration?
We will get that through. It will be probably done in 8 phases. Could be more, could be less, but that's what we're looking at.
Because right now it's a health hazard.
It is, but funny you would mention. May I step back up just a minute?
Yes, certainly.
Because you're absolutely right. And as I was talking to, I believe, Ronnie, that hotel is a health hazard. And as we know, the sewage is in the basement. We know that we also know that those are asbestos shingles. If we tear that hotel down, we have to have a hazmat team to come in and clean up the basement. Okay? That everyone knows that. If we tear that hotel down, we have to have a hazmat team to come out and remove the asbestos shingles, correct? So either way, that is a problem and it will have to be addressed. Then the remaining factor we have is once that has been sanitized, once the asbestos has been removed, do we destroy this historic building? Or do we restore it and make it a working, acting hotel? Not a museum, not offices, but a working hotel.
What about the mold issue in it?
Again, that is where it will have to be addressed, and once they remove the wood, that the surface area of it, then they can look in behind and see what is in there. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that needs to be condemned and torn down. It just simply means that we need to address it and make sure that it isn't a problem in the future. But we've done extensive asset mapping for the 4 counties, that being Doddridge, Gilmer, Ritchie, and Tyler, to make a trail that we can bring tourists in from as far away as New York and Florida and California. We don't have enough for someone to come into this county for our county alone. But if we collaborate with the other 4 counties, we have an amazing story to tell. We are a historic town. We don't have to pretend to be. We are. As a historical society president, I want the tourism, but you can bet I don't want our assets damaged. I have been history from the time I was this little. But there's nothing wrong with taking our historical assets, marketing them, and make them make money for our county and our residents. We're talking, when you stay in Clarksburg, you eat breakfast in Clarksburg, right? And you would gas up in Clarksburg, right? Then you come down and visit our historic county. That doesn't seem good to me. If we have our own hotel, they get up and they eat at our restaurant. They gas up at our gas station. We have probably, there will be about 15 workers that we will employ. As a historical society, we're not out to make money for ourselves. We're out to make the county improve. So we have a low overhead. The money that we generate from that will turn right around and go back into another project that will benefit the county again. No one wins except the people in the county. And that's where my heart's at, and anyone who knows me knows that.
Will there be some kind of, I don't know, rules, regulations, whatever, something to try to keep this from becoming another rental place? I mean, somebody's not going to come in and get a hotel room and try to stay.
Well, number one, as soon as we're done, it's going on the historic register, so it will never be an apartment. And it will go on that register as a hotel. And at that point, there will be a board that will be set up to oversee this. And so that way we know that money isn't misappropriated or used in another way. And you have every right to ask those questions. Anybody else have a question?
I'd love to see something happen to it. And there is no place to stay between Clarksburg and I guess Harrisville now, because the bread and breakfast that was between, that closed down.
I might also add that the mayor has told us that that little alleyway that goes through that hotel and the city hall, I've been asked, where are they going to park? You know, there's no parking. Well, they've agreed for us to clean that all out of there, and the porch that is towards City Hall is an eyesore and not part of the original structure, and it would be removed, and that would be parking area through there, and the town has no problem at all.
What about the area where what used to be, was it an old hospital that burned down? The restaurant that burned down?
Oh, that belongs to Cornerstone Bank, and I mean, if we could do something with that as parking, that would be great, but if not, we know that we have the help and the approval of City Hall on this. I really don't see a downside. If there is and I don't see it, I mean, I would love to hear it. But I think a historic hotel is absolutely amazing.
Me too.
And we would have the lower floor as a conference place for weddings and for non-profit organizations. And if you're having a wedding, it would be on a sliding scale of what you would pay. So if it's someone who couldn't really afford, you know, we would take that into consideration. And all nonprofits could use that free of charge. Because we are the county's people, you know that. And the only reason I can't say that we can't let you just have it and nobody would ever pay is because we still have bills to pay, you know. So we have to meet our budget, but we would try to keep it as reasonable as possible. And as a nonprofit, we can do that. But I assure you, every extra dollar will go back into another project because I love this town. Any questions?
Well, I'm sure that as this progresses, that you'll keep us appraised of the progress, because
Absolutely.
one thing that we would need to do as a county commission is to institute a hotel motel tax.
And I'd be happy to see you do that. And you see,
But it's a nonprofit. If it's a
we
nonprofit,
have
so how
made more
they...
dollars for the county. No, you're absolutely right and should. I agree with that.
Yeah, and it is specific as to what hotel motel taxes can be used for.
Exactly.
Tourism and your local convention and visitors bureau, etc. But
We would like workshops, lectures, you know, anything that would benefit if they were going to do something that was educational. There's never a charge for anything like that because it helps our people.
okay,
Thank you.
I will make the motion that we sign a letter of support for the Doddridge County Historical Society to proceed with the acquisition of the Bonham Apartments.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
I have a question
Oh.
before we go on. Why are we seconding motions now? We never did before. Something changed that I don't know about.
I guess we don't have to.
No, I'm just curious.
No, because we approved the small organization through Robert's Rules of Order, so.
Yeah, we did.
um,
And we had a tough time explaining that to some people, but it's in the book.
Okay, then let's go back, because I know it's obviously going to come back up. On the change commission meeting time, we said it died for lack of a second. So, you made a motion, correct?
I did.
Okay. All in favor of changing the meeting time from 4 to 6 p.m., say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Aye.
Aye.
Motion does not carry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, item M, DCAA reimburse money per month. I think you had that put on, Luke.
I think I did, and I remember back that they used to give us $10,000 a month to go towards payroll. And I believe that their board approved that, along with the lines that their checking balance had to be above a certain number, a certain figure, not what that figure is. Am I correct on that?
10,000.
That was, yes, that was back
Okay.
almost a year ago.
Okay, but it's changed. It has changed, and they only pay us whenever, I guess, whenever they want to pay us a little bit of money. And I would just like to see them go back to the 10,000 a month, and kind of pay us back a little bit for the wages. That's That's what it was for originally, wasn't it?
I'm not sure if that was what the original intent was.
I think was the original intent. Is that true, Beth? Well, I don't
That's
care.
what that they're reimbursed, and that's the only thing we pay, so I guess it would be.
If you recall, in last year's budget, the county commission approved no reimbursement from the DCAA. Now, I think the DCAA in their budget approved 25,000 reimbursement
Total?
total.
Total.
And thus far, it has exceeded that 25,000. I'm not sure exact amount, but it has exceeded that for this fiscal year. I don't know that they ever changed, other than when they prepared the budget, they indicated that they would repay 25,000. We indicated that we weren't expecting them to repay anyone. That's my response anyway.
Okay. Well, I want to make a motion that they pay us $10,000 a month.
Okay, we have a motion before us that the DCAA reimburse $10,000 per month to the Doddridge County Commission.
Can I ask Cole Chris a question first?
Sure.
Can you guys, I mean, I don't know what your finances are, Cole, because I read Tammy's thing.
Okay.
Can you afford the $10,000 a month?
The $10,000 a month that we usually give back at this point in time makes us level. Like, we don't come out ahead, we don't come out negative. So our bank account stays at a solid level. If we don't give that back, we usually clear about $10,000. I know we have budgeted, I'm pretty sure, in this upcoming budget, we have budgeted more money to get back to you guys. On top of that money, we're still paying back the reimbursement for the loan also. Every month, we're paying that master lease agreement that was paid off. We're still paying that money every month.
So you're
So approximately each month, we're getting about $13,000 when we do give you the $10,000 back each month.
I mean, would, let's say, if we took the $10,000 a month, could you survive off of that?
We have to come to you guys for more, like, if we ever needed equipment or something detrimental happened, we would have to come to you guys at that point. I do have some billing changes going into effect April 1st, and we do plan to improve our income. We're going to change our billing procedures. So we possibly look to double our income at that point in time.
Would you guys make harder on me? You know that? They said your job was easy, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Can we table this the next month, maybe, Ralph? Give me some time to think about it. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Can you get hold of Chris and make sure?
Yeah, she was unable to make it this
Okay.
evening.
All right, thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, I had that placed on the agenda. I was under the impression from one of the owners that the Stewart Mansion down here was available for purchase. And Saturday, I received a call from one of the other owners indicating that they hadn't come to agreement that it was going to be available. So at this point, we're going to have to table this until, if and when there is a response to us that says, yes, we are willing to sell. So that issue will be tabled. And that completes
May I ask
except for the floodplain reports.
Just curiosity at this point. I have no comment or no feeling about whether you should or shouldn't try to purchase the Stewart mansion, but could I ask why? What is the purpose of purchasing that mansion?
Possible future use.
You don't have a particular one in mind at this time?
Not at this point. I mean, we don't have that master plan. It's because you can't make a plan until you know that you have property available. So. The only other item on the agenda was the floodplain permit reports, and Bo is not here.
There's no new, I can tell you that.
That's fine.
You got the email?
We got an email, there's no new ones.
Okay.
Is there any information on the bridge problems out here in the county in the lawsuit that's attached to the floodplain?
The one in Central Station?
You mean in Central Station?
Yeah. Is there another one?
Well, that's, I wasn't aware if there was another one, but.
What's she talking about?
Sarah Ross.
Well, she said a bridge.
Well, on the bridge, that's the other bridge issue.
The one on Flint. And the one on Route 23.
I didn't understand what she was wanting. Sorry.
I just was wanting an update on the Ross situation, the bridge on Flint, and the bridge on 23. Is there any news
Okay.
on any of them?
I know there's nothing on the Ross thing yet.
They haven't had the court case yet?
No.
We're waiting on Mr. Hammond, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that concludes our regular agenda. And here in 3 minutes, we will convene the Board of Equalization and Review. I thought we would.
Well,
I can't find that sheet of paper.
I have it here somewhere, mine.
If you get it up in the paper.
Okay.
Can I make a reply to Mrs. Kirkwood about something she said earlier? When you were up here, you mentioned about the storage, that why couldn't we use the courthouse for storage? Well, Brooke and I both could tell you about the storage. She is running out of room to put records. Her stuff is piled up on the 3rd floor in boxes, and when someone wants to go up to see our records on the 3rd floor, we have to send someone up. One of my girls has to go up with them because her stuff's of confidential nature. And I have 3 rooms. I have 3 record rooms, and they're full to bursting. I have no place to put books.
I understand, but I thought that's why we were buying the building across the road here, was so that there would be more room and we'd have room for storage and so forth.
But I just wanted to reply when you said,
Yeah, I do
No,
understand. that
that's
an issue.
that's not for storage. The plan there is for the floodplain coordinator and emergency EOS coordinator, and once we hire administrative assistant, their office will be over there. So that's the purpose for purchasing that.
Will that not alleviate some of the,
things for my records have to be, a lot of it has to be involved, so.
yeah.
No, it's not going to alleviate anything here, because the future administrative assistant doesn't have an office here. The EOS officer does not have an office here, does he?
No, he sits either there or out there, wherever we have rooms.
And Bo doesn't have an office here. Some of the, there probably will be some files that can be stored down there, but it's still, it's probably not going to be available. But anyway, okay. All right. We will convene the March 17th, 2015 Board of Review and Equalization.
How about February?
February. Yeah, that too.
Will that work too?
That'll work too.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. I was just wanting to extend it. I
You
kept,
wanted to know if I was paying attention.
yeah, I want to know if you were paying attention, and I kept just looking at March there when we were setting. Okay, back to the meeting. In accordance with Chapter 11, Article 3, Section 24 of the West Virginia Code, as amended, the Doddridge County Commission will now convene as the Board of Review and Equalization for the County of Doddridge. It is the board's objective to be fair and impartial in all decisions while serving the citizenry of Doddridge County. The Doddridge County Assessor and/or the West Virginia Tax Commissioner will be present as needed and will provide any explanation in regard to the appraisal or assessments of the property in question. The burden of proof is the responsibility of the protesting party as required. Clear and convincing evidence must be presented to prove the values wrong. Number 1, by certified appraisal. Number 2, by the property on market for 6 months at appraised amount and the results. Or number 3, other relevant evidence of sufficient weight. If denied relief, you as the protester have the right to appeal to the circuit court. Were there any appointments? Have you? Well, I think we can probably do like we did last time. We will keep this open until 6:15, and if anybody shows, then we'll proceed. If not, we'll adjourn the Board of Equalization, or Review and Equalization, and go back to our regular. And I guess we probably should have voted to suspend the county commission meeting, shouldn't we? Okay. All right.
We're all here.
Okay. All right. At 6:15, we'll go back into regular session. Thank you.
Budget revision for
You probably go. You staying here, room?
Yeah, no,
Okay. Okay.
no. I don't know.
Are there going to be budget
See
revision?
it later.
Are there going to be budget revision? Budget revisions, are there going to be?
Is it your budget revision?
Yes, one budget revision.
Here's one.
Increase the employees don't get, but I'm guessing. Yeah, this, is that additional?
That's longevity pay. And it was in with the stuff last time we got mixed.
Be safe. And see the next
Commission has to start.
I think to go to Fort Riley to bring home one of the kids that
Oh, great.
coming in from Kuwait.
if I may.
Might come in the next meeting.
Oh, okay,
I'm supposed to call him Monday and say,
okay.
you could put him on first. So, longevity pay. They just got missed last time. It was in with the payroll stuff.
What do you need? Did you want to see this? Oh, well, no, I guess we can't act on that until 6:15.
Yeah. There's, samples, see where you started.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Come back this way.
be,
I seen him the other day. I didn't ask him, I was in a meeting at that time.
Which samples is that?
he's the one that's the mayor and saying,
Mayor Salem?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his first name?
Bobby
Robert.
or Robert?
Robert Samples.
That's what I heard.
Jail bill.
Planning on adding to it, are you? Okay.
I don't see it.
Got one fellow got one bill, but it took him like 10 days to get his admin.
Really?
That's how long the post office had to get it. Because I couldn't get them put in the post office myself to make sure they got mailed. But they, I called them because I thought we still had mail. And they said we just got them yesterday. That was 10 days after I got it. I think it was in Pittsburgh. It's how far I got to get it, 15 days. I wonder if everyone's doing this. Everybody says they need to check, I have to go back and check and see if we paid them. It's taking a long time. I don't know, they've had about 2 months or so.
Solid credit card, stuff down there.
Yeah, it should be. But I don't know.
I haven't got those.
It took them 10 days to get them, got them to get their money from the high level. And so they're all going to be late. That's the case.
Yeah.
Kind of scary, especially all those checks got lost. Got no idea.
Oh, my.
There you go, Bill.
David. Do you know?
It's, I know the other day, I don't know if I got that from the sheriff's office yet.
Oh,
Brian
We had a credit,
Griffin?
so
Yeah.
Yes.
reduced, so we
We need
That's
an
everyone's
estimate
credit.
for what it would cost to remove that rotting downstairs.
Okay.
Take care of that for me.
I think he has been working on that.
Okay, because all I got was the text message he sent and the pictures
Okay.
that were taken,
Okay.
but he did not include that.
Okay. He's supposed to be down tomorrow.
Okay.
How's the baby doing now?
she's growing.
Growing.
She's up to, yeah, she's up to normal weight.
They want to go too fast.
She gained that, I think, at home or something like that.
Okay.
She moved that. Within a month.
I keep giving it to you all the time, and that is still some that I kept finding those stupid things. One was back in January, and I know I've given you some.
January.
Now we're in February.
February. January.
I tried to glance through them because they had a lot of good articles for oil and gas and stuff like that.
Oh,
Beth,
yeah.
right. Have you seen a decrease in copy fees coming in?
Last month it was over 28,000.
Was it over 28,000?
Red stick.
Is that up or down?
It had been running
The office under one of them was real high, and the other one was just the base amount for the
We're billing from the internet too.
electric or gas. I thought it was gas.
Probably about
It's in
half
one
of
of those
that.
kind, you see a red sticker sticking out. I just thought it was really strange.
Right here.
Okay, it was really strange.
But no, it's not running.
I'll go get you
Probably
another.
like it was because it's dropped off. We're still-
I was, that hit me today, I got to thinking about
It's
that.
still significant compared to what it used to be, so. But it had, I think a couple months there, it was like 18,000.
Well, why has there been an increase?
Huh?
Why has there been an increase
I
again?
don't know, but we've had a few more coming back.
Is it, would it be from that sale,
The what?
the Welch sale?
I don't know.
Has that ever been put on record?
And,
The what sale?
Had, Maxine Welch, the MM Welch.
And I'll approve, but I would approve, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I think they're finally getting.
Well, it is,
cooperating.
because
But
at
I
that
don't
point in
know.
time, the
We just had a few more abstracts.
when you I had to use my personal credit card for mine and on his ring.
Where?
Down in Charleston.
The card wouldn't go through.
That was,
That's the one correct.
yeah.
And our recording fees are still up pretty good.
I sat down, there were 14 legs on properties that I had.
I know, the guy that brings the recordings down from Antero, he said that, of course, Elaine works up there. And she fixes all the stuff to send down to, or send to the different counties. And they had got rid of her assistant. He said she's absolutely cut it up now. Because they still have the same amount of stuff coming through.
Well-
And now she's back to only doing it.
Well, there were 14 permits. Out of the 14, 8 of them have been canceled. They've been just allowed to cancel on their own. So, but then they turn around, if you look at what we're getting on the email, we're running 30, 40 a week of new permits.
9 to 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m.
Ah, okay.
Was you going to that one? I think it was just Ronnie and Gray. The budget training was in Bridgeport.
That's been, I just got something on that. Was it canceled?
February 26th.
We got one that, they sent a message out that one of them was canceled, but not ours.
Oh.
It was one like for today or tomorrow or something.
Oh, okay.
It was in another
That
region.
was in Berkeley County, wasn't it?
I
It was
don't
in
know
another area.
that the 26th, that would be on a Thursday, wouldn't it?
That's what Bridgeport.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It starts at 9.
9? At the conference center?
No. Be fine, my notes.
I don't believe I'm gonna be able to go to that.
It's a Best Western on Logsville Road.
It's for the basic training.
The 26th?
Yeah, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
9 to 11:30.
You still going, Ronnie?
I don't know yet.
Huh?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Best Western?
Yeah, Logsville Road.
Oh, that's right there. Just when you turn, it's on the right right there.
Yeah. mhm, Yeah.
That's where you guys had the training.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know where it is?
I just was trying to figure this out and tell us.
You have
Uh,
to,
I have to go.
Or Ash gonna be there?
yeah. You have to go because we haven't done.
I know what Logical Road is.
It's right there on the left hand. You turn left and turn right.
Yeah. Is this right after you turn?
Yeah.
Okay, that's, I didn't know the name of it
Yeah.
now.
They ain't gonna feed us. 9 to 11:30.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna feed us.
Don't go down to the sandwich place.
I see it's closed.
Yeah.
Huh, what happened there?
Is it time to go back?
Kind of out of the way there.
Huh?
It's kind of out of the way.
He's kind of out of the way there.
Hanks?
He's kind of out of the way.
Where's it there one?
That'll be blamed on the old gas today.
We had sandwiches here from there one time.
After 15 after?
Better not barbecue.
No, you're right. Okay. We haven't seen anybody, so we will adjourn the Board of Review and Equalization. And we will reconvene the County Commission meeting, even though we didn't adjourn it.
Okay.
Before we go any further, we've got one budget revision. It's from the prosecutor, and it's to transfer $400 from account number, well, supplies and materials to legal publications to cover necessary office advertisements. So, is there a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion to approve the budget revision of $400 for the prosecutor. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Well, you